Hello everyone, Speedrunner 0 to 18 here, and welcome back to episode 20 of the Pokemon Speedrun Analysis series. In the previous episode, we did Swinub and Pokemon Leaf Green. Today, we'll be seeing how fast Skiploom can beat Pokemon Emerald after intense routing and grinding. Skiploom is the middle evolution of Hoppip and Jumpluff. It has a base stat total of 340, which isn't too bad. The speed and special defense stat are quite good, especially since a lot of the fights in the game are special attackers. Our attack and special attack though at a measly 45? Yeah, that's not good. For Emerald though, having good speed and low attack is quite bad, since that means I'd have to level up more to deal with hard fights, but if I'm gonna be such a high level anyway, my high speed stat's kinda pointless. Let's talk about the moveset though. Via level up, we start with Splash, Synthesis, Tackle, and Tail Whip. Having access to a healing move like Synthesis will be quite helpful since items in battle are banned except pokeballs. The rule set is in the description if you want to see them, as well as timestamps. Past that though, we get access to Poison Powder, Sleep Powder, and Stun Spore. Sleep Powder will definitely be the most useful, since even after Gen 1, Sleep is still an OP status condition. Then we get to Leech Seed, Cotton Spore, which lowers the opponent's speed by 2, so kinda bad, and then Mega Drain, so yeah, only Tackle and Mega Drain for attacking moves by level up. In the TM department, we get Bullet Seed, Hidden Power, Giga Drain, Solar Beam, Aerial Ace, Facade, and Secret Power for attacking moves. It's a good thing we get Bullet Seed, since that will be the only way to defeat Roxanne in the early game. With other grass types like Ivysaur doing so good, and Lileep doing fucking awful, let's just see how well Skiploom does. Also, if you happen to like this series and would like to see more, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really means a lot to me on our journey to 1,000 subs. Also, feel free to join the Discord server or support me on Patreon. Links to everything are in the description below. Now, let's get into it. 3, 2, 1, go. While we make our way to the first rival battle, I want to discuss the kind of Skiploom we went with. I went with a female Pokemon like I usually do in Gen 3. I also went with the hasty nature, which is plus speed and minus defense. I went with this nature because I need to outspeed Wattson's Magneton at the level I go into the fight at to avoid tons of extra grinding. So even with good speed, oftentimes a plus speed nature is the best way to go for this series. I also went with a certain hidden power. Try and guess in the comments which one I went with. I'll give the answer when I use it. With that out of the way, let's get to the first rival battle. On the rival, since I only have Tackle, that is what I used. It's pointless to use a Tail Whip since the Torchic has Growl and kinda cancels out the Tail Whip. Then after that, I defeat every trainer on Route 102, get the Pecha and Oranberries, do the Wally tutorial, and catch my Zigzagoon and Flyer for my HM users in Cut, Rock Smash, Surf, and Fly. We'll catch a Strength user in Granite Cave since there are 3 options available there. Geodude, Makuhita, or Aeron. I also defeat all the Route 104 trainers before the woods, and then enter the Petalburg Woods. I only fight the required Aqua Grunt in here since the bug catchers have some bulky Pokemon to take out with physical moves, such as Silcoon and Cascoon and Nincada. I then get the Ether at the very end and leave the forest, and then talk to this NPC for the Bullet Seed TM. It's a really good thing that even if a Pokemon doesn't get a super effective move for Roxanne, there is still options if the Pokemon needs it. Just watch my Lileep video to see how much this affected Lileep's final time. Besides Bullet Seed, I also get the Cherry Berries here, defeat the mandatory double battle, and enter Rustboro City. I enter the mart first to buy 7 super potions and 1 single repel. We only need 2 repels to do the Rustboro Tunnel stuff after Roxanne, so I can pick up a repel on Route 116, so I only need to buy 1. And with a heal from the Pokemon Center, I defeat the gym trainers in Roxanne's gym for the easy experience, and then battle Roxanne herself. On her team, I spam Bullet Seed. Next, on Route 116, on my way to Rustboro Tunnel, I battle everyone on the route using Tackle and Bullet Seed. Then, I rescue Pico from the Aqua Grunt and get the Pokenav, heal at the center, get Cut and teach it to Zigzagoon, and go to the mart to buy 8 repels, which will last us until we get to Falabar Town, where we buy super repels. I then choose to battle Rival 1A for the experience as well. This is all for the Wattson fight, where I need to be a minimum level of 36, since we have to defeat a Steel type with Mega Drain, which is quite difficult to do. Also, I got Sleep Powder on my moveset now, which I had taught over Tail Whip. I choose not to do Poison Powder or Stun Spore, since Sleep Powder is the best of the 3. While backtracking through the Petalburg Woods to get to Briney's cottage, I get the Miracle Seed, which I'll be using to boost grass moves by 10%. This actually does help avoid a ton of ranges in the mid to late game, plus this doesn't take long to get, so it's a no-brainer to get this. Once Briney takes us to Dewford Town and enter Granite Cave, where I obtain the escape rope to use in the Magma Hideout, the Everstone to help skip the evolution jingle, which will save a lot of time, and deliver the letter. At this point, we can either fight Brawley or skip him for after Flannery, but Skiploom resists fighting due to its flying type, so I get him out of the way first. I make my way to him without fighting any trainers and then battle him right away. I have the Miracle Seed equipped and then spam Bullet Seed. His Pokemon can be quite bulky, especially the Makuhita, but having Sleep Powder as well makes this fight very, very easy. After getting the Knuckle Badge, I set sail to Route 109 and defeat all the trainers on the beach, as well as in the Soda House, and then I deliver the Devon parts to Captain Stern, get rid of Team Aqua, and then I heal at the center and go to the mart to buy a bunch of Paralyze heals and a couple antidotes. Something that is different about Emerald compared to Kanto is just how many Pokemon can paralyze you in Emerald, and that includes the 2 Pokefans on Route 110 you have to battle. Their Plusle and Minun have Thunder Wave. I don't even bother equipping a Cherry Berry for these fights, since there is a great chance I get paralyzed again, wasting a berry. With the 2 Pokefans out of the way, I get the rare candy in the Trick House and defeat every trainer on Route 102, as well as the youngster before the Rival 2 battle. I then have to heal to full, equip the Everstone since Skiploom is going to start evolving at this point, so I'd better stop it when I can, Ether Tackle, and battle Rival 2. His Wingull goes down to Tackle, but on Combustion, since it has Ember, I have to continually use Sleep Powder and spam Tackle. I'm just glad I have Synthesis, since if I didn't have a way to heal myself, there would probably be a wild Pokemon grinding session right about now. With Combustion being the only threat on his team, let's just ignore the Lombre and move on. After defeating the remaining trainers on this route and getting the Elixir, I enter Mauville City where I get Rock Smash, the Acrobike, heal at the center, and put Wally to shame for thinking he can take Wattson on with only a Ralts. I mean, I know it's got Double Team, but the chances of winning this fight are so darn low. Maybe I should do Emerald with Ralts next time and see how that goes. That would be a quite interesting run due to how bad Psychic types are in Emerald due to the abundance of Dark and Steel types. If you got any suggestions for a Pokemon to do, let me know in the comments. I'll no longer be deciding them randomly, so you guys who watch my content can have a voice. I don't have to listen to your suggestions, but at least you get a voice, you know? Anyway, I defeat every trainer I can before Wattson. Even with all that grinding done, I'm not a high enough level for Wattson since I need to be level 36 after the grinding. I'm only 34. Also, the reason I'm at 5 resets right now is because I changed the route to be level 36 last minute, and since Bullet Seed strats were too inconsistent, I decided to grind to level 36 to get Mega Drain, which will be a much better move for Magneton. Overall, this last minute change cost me a few minutes of time, but I really don't want to do this run again, so this will have to do. Besides, even at level 36, this fight is still quite luck dependent due to how many times you can get paralyzed, so this can easily happen with bad luck anyway, but I do win the fight on the second try at level 36 for a split time of just under an hour, so not too bad, I'll take it. From Mauville all the way to Falabar Town, I defeat every single non-double battle trainer for experience, and I get the TM for Secret Power and teach it over Tackle. This is a much better physical move for Skiploom. and then I arrive at Falabar Town, heal at the center to restore power points, and then buy 18 super repels. This will last us until we get to Moss Deep City to buy max repels. Yeah, this region needs a ton of repels, there's too much water. After defeating every trainer up to Meteor Falls and chasing off Team Magma, I go south to Rustboro and through Route 116, getting the Chesto berries along the way, and get strength at the Rustboro Tunnel. I get the Max Ether nearby, and go all the way to the cable car up to Mount Chimney to face Team Magma. But first, let's see if we can see that 1 in 64 hiker. Nope, maybe another day. Once I get to the peak of Mount Chimney, I defeat the Grunts and Tabitha with ease, and then I battle Maxie himself. Maxie was actually not too bad. His Mightyena having Sand Attack is still a pain, but the main gist of the battle is to use Mega Drain on Mightyena and then spam Secret Power on everything else. With Team Magma's plans thwarted for now, I take out the trainers on the Jagged Pass and finally arrive at Lava Ridge Town, heal at the center and enter the gym. I defeat every trainer in here with Secret Power, and then healed to full and battle Flannery. Being female here does prevent Attract from Flannery's camera up, so that's one pro of being female here. I still use Sleep Powder on the Camerupt and the Torkoal since they cannot be taken out in one hit, and I do not need to get hit with an Overheat. The good news on Torkoal, if it wakes up too early and uses Overheat, it cannot be a one hit without a critical hit, since at level 43, the damage range is 81 to 96, so it's not a big deal. But if Camerupt gets off an Overheat, that leaves no room for error on Torkoal. But I win the fight first try for a split time of 1 hour, 17 minutes, and 34 seconds. For a comparison at this point with Lileep and Ivysaur, the other grass types I've done, Ivysaur finished this battle with a split of 58-24, and Lileep got a split of 2 hours, 26 minutes, and 6 seconds. So Skiploom is doing quite fine compared to them. Not as fast as Ivysaur, but that's because Ivysaur is resistant to Wattson's electric moves while Skiploom is neutral. Plus Ivysaur had growth to boost special attack, plus a high critical hit Razor Leaf, so that's a deadly combo. With Flannery defeated and energy roots obtained, I get the rare candy on Route 111 in the desert, and then I go down to Slateport to buy the TM for Hidden Power, and I buy today's Vitamin of the Day, which is 5 calcium. Since Skiploom's special attack is so bad and we'll be relying on tons of grass moves, this is the best vitamin to buy. Unlike with Lileep, I actually have room for all of them, so I gave them all to Skiploom and go straight to Norman's gym and then battle Norman. I have the move Toxic taught over Mega Drain. I got the TM for it in the Fiery Path on my way to the Desert Candy, so we'll be needing this move for slacking since it is so bulky that it would take forever to wipe out with Secret Power or Mega Drain spamming, and Norman has plenty of potions to use, so this was the fastest way to take it down, and I get a split of 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 22 seconds. Now that we get the HM for Surf at this point, we can finally get some rare candies. I get the one in Petalburg City and on Route 110. From now on, I'll get the rare candy on Route 108 later if I need it, since running down to Slateport and getting it and then coming back to Mauville is a waste of time. But what is a waste of time is fighting the trainers on Route 119. Skiploom does not need any more unnecessary grinding for the most part, so these trainers are skipped. I arrive at the Weather Institute without any battles to speak of, and I drive off Team Aqua and obtain the cast form. We don't need the Mystic Water it's holding today, so into the PC box you go, along with every HM user. I do this because I want to turn the double battle in Winonna's gym into 2 back-to-back single battles, since Skiploom is weak to flying, and if it were a double battle the fight would be too difficult. There's also no need to talk about Rival 3 since, really, only Rival 2 is hard. Let's move on. I get the Devon Scope from Steven Stone, run from the Kecleon, impress Steven with my non-existent fighting skills, and I enter Winonna's gym and only battle the required trainers in here. I now have Hidden Power on my moveset. If you guessed Hidden Power Ice, you are right. This is Skiploom's best way to deal with flying types as well as Drake's Dragon types, so this was the best Hidden Power to use. On Winonna, I Hidden Power the Swablu for 4 times damage, use Secret Power on Pelipper, and then hidden power Tropius and Altaria, both of whom are 4 times weak to ice. And then on Skarmory, I put it to sleep and spam secret power for the win. I heal at the center and receive my HM users back, teach Fly to Wingull, and fly to Mauville City. I get the Mach Bike for an item I need to get quite shortly, but before I do that, I get the TM for Sunny Day and the Scorched Slab. Okay, timeout. My first experience with Hoenn was Pokemon Omega Ruby, which I really enjoyed, one of my favorite remakes. In the Scorched Slab, you get a little maze, and at the end, there is a portal where you can catch Heatran. I know Heatran isn't an Emerald, but I was quite upset to realize that in the original game, the Scorched Slab was just a single room with the TM for Sunny Day. That was honestly quite disappointing. Like, what was even the point of having the Scorched Slab there? You could have just put the TM for Sunny Day, like, in a random route somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. On Route 121, I get the Persim Berries and enter Lily Cove City, where I enter the contest hall to get the Pokeblock case. This is to allow us access to the Safari Zone, where we need the Mach Bike to get to the northern area of the Safari Zone to get the TM for Solar Beam. This move will be really needed for the champion battle, along with Sunny Day, which is why I grabbed it. After getting the Mach Bike, I get the Acro Bike back, get the rare candy on Route 123 south of Mount Pyre, get Giga Drain, and then enter Mount Pyre. I defeat the Aqua Grunts with ease, get the Magma Emblem as well as the rare candy nearby, and I fly to Lava Ridge Town and enter the Magma Hideout. I battle only the required trainers here, so I do skip the rare candy, but I do get the PP Max, which is a really useful item to get, and then I heal to full and battle Maxie for the second time. This Maxie battle is a lot more difficult due to him having Crobat. On all 3 of his Pokemon, I have to use Sleep Powder strats, so this fight is not consistent and does take 1 reset, but that could have gone way worse. I go deeper in the hideout to get the escape rope to use in the Cave of Origin, and then I get out, watch Archie steal the submarine, and then do the Aqua hideout. This place is not as cool looking as the Magma hideout, but at least I get the Max Elixir and Master Ball in here, so that's pretty sweet. The trainers in here are not worth talking about, so let's skip straight to Moss Deep City, where I heal at the center and enter the Moss Deep Gym. I battle everyone in here since you kinda have to get in this gym due to how close everyone together is. They all have 1 Pokemon, so it's not bad at all. The Wobbuffet trainer has caused me pain in the past, but I'm able to defeat it in 1 secret power, so no counter kills from it today. Before the gym battle, I use an elixir to restore my secret powers, heal to full, teach Giga Drain over Synthesis since it's done its part, equip the Miracle Seed, and battle Tate and Liza. On turn 1 and turn 2, I use Hidden Power on Xatu for the knockout. On turn 3, I Giga Drain the Claydol for the 1-hit, and then I spam Giga Drain on the remaining Solrock and Lunatone. I have Giga Drain taught here since rock types are not weak to ice, ground types are, so Giga Drain is needed for the KO along with the Miracle Seed to avoid a range. Now it's time for the Maxie and Steven Stone multi-battle in the space station. I have a Persim Berry equipped for this fight to restore confusion if the Mightyena uses Swagger, and I just spam Hidden Power on the flying types and Secret Power everything else. But with Metang here, you never know what it'll do, so as long as I stay alive and hit things, this fight's winnable. With Team Magma done for good, I do the same thing to Archie in the Seafloor Cavern. I use Sleep Powder strats on the Mightyena and the Crobat like I do with Maxie, and then Sharpedo goes down in 1 Giga Drain for the win. Blah blah blah, legendary bullcrap, I've seen this way too many times. Before entering the 8th gym battle, I heal to full, teach Waterfall to Tentacool, and use a PP up on Giga Drain to give it 6 uses, since that's how many uses I need to defeat Juan. I then fly around the region and get the rare candy south of Moss Deep City, and then I enter the gym, defeat every trainer in the lower floors, which I rarely ever do, and then I have to use all of my rare candies to get to level 64, since at this level I can tank an Ice Beam from Kingdra, which has been the bane of my existence in routing this, since up to this point, Skiploom was doing pretty damn good, and Skiploom's 4 times weakness to ice wasn't hurting me, but now I'm really nervous with how Glacia is gonna go. I re-equip the Miracle Seed and then spam Giga Drain on Juan. All his Pokemon but Kingdra are one-hits, but since I can tank a non-crit Ice Beam, 6 Giga Drains are enough. Although one of my Giga Drains missed on the Kingdra, so I had to take out Whiscash with Hidden Power, but that doesn't matter. I obtained my 8th badge for a final split time of 2 hours, 14 minutes, and 59 seconds. We're in the endgame, folks. Let's do this. I head to Victory Road and put Wally to shame yet again with the help of Hidden Power on his Altaria and Roselia, and then Secret Power on his Delkitty and Gardevoir. I did have to use Sleep Powder and Giga Drain for Magneton, since Skiploom doesn't really have any good moves for it besides a Stab Grass move that it resists. With Wally up in tears, it is now time for the Victory Road Gauntlet. On Cool Trainer Hope, I Hidden Power her Solo Roselia to death. On Cool Trainer Samuel, I use Hidden Power on Swellow, and then use 2 Giga Drains on Mawile, and then Secret Power is Kadabra. I still don't have any solutions for Steel types. Makes me kinda nervous for the bonus segment. You probably know what it's gonna be. On Cool Trainer Julie, I use Hidden Power on Sandslash, Secret Power on Ninetales, and Hidden Power on Tropius. Finally, on Cool Trainer Edgar, I spam Hidden Power. You know, it's quite funny how many Pokemon in Emerald had to use Secret Power and Hidden Power so far, moves that end in power. That's kinda ironic since Skiploom does not have much power at all, and neither did Lileep. Plus Lileep had Ancient Power, so that's 3 different power moves. Jeez. With the Gauntlet finished, I heal at the Pokemon League Center, buy 4 full restores, use the PP Max on Hidden Power, and teach Sunny Day over Secret Power and Solar Beam over Giga Drain, and then leave the league right away. I fly to Route 115 to get the rare candy, use it on Skiploom, and fly on back. It is now time for the final 5 trainers. Let's do this shit! On Sydney, I use Sleep Powder on his Mightyena to prevent Sand Attack, and I do reset if it happens right away, and use 2 Hidden Powers. On Absol, I use Sleep Powder, Sunny Day, and Solar Beam. Shiftry goes down in 2 Hidden Powers, hopefully before it gets off too many double teams. And then I do the same thing for Cacturn, and then Crawdon goes down with a 2-turn Solar Beam. On Phoebe, I use Sunny Day, Sleep Powder, Hidden Power, and then Solar Beam. I use my moves carefully due to pressure, making me use my power points twice as fast. On her second Dusclops, I put it to sleep to prevent an Ice Beam from dealing half of my HP, and then use Sunny Day, and then Solar Beam, Hidden Power, Solar Beam. Her first 2 Dusclops are the MVPs of this fight, but once they are gone, the rest of her team is easy with Solar Beam. The fight does take a few tries, mostly due to the Dusclopses being a pain in the ass. On Glacia, I use Sunny Day twice since Celio will use Hail turn 1, and then I spam Solar Beam on her Celio, and Walrein for the 1-hits. On her first Glalie, it's a range to die to Solar Beam, so I just go for it and hope for the range. Her second Glalie, however, is a 2-turn with Solar Beam, so I put it to sleep first, Hidden Power, and then a Solar Beam. The fight is also quite difficult, just like Phoebe, so this fight also takes quite a few resets to get everything right. Drake is actually the easiest due to Hidden Power Ice. I use Sunny Day turn 1 on Shelgon since it likes to protect turn 1, and then use 2 Solar Beams since Hidden Power doesn't KO it anyway, and then Flygon goes down in 1 hit. On Altaria, I reset Sunny Day and then Hidden Power Altaria, the Salamence, and then Hidden Power Kingdra and finish it with Solar Beam. Okay, timeout again. I forgot to mention something. Skiploom's ability. It has the ability Chlorophyll, which doubles its speed stat after Sunny Day is in effect. That is why I kept setting up Sunny Day even though I was barely using Solar Beam. I needed the sun out to outspeed some of Drake's Pokemon such as Salamence. Anyway, let's do the champion battle. On Wallace, I put Wailord to sleep, Sunny Day, and Solar Beam for the 1-hit. On Milotic, I put it to sleep, Hidden Power, and Solar Beam to prevent a full restore. On Tentacruel, I put it to sleep, Sunny Day, and 2 Solar Beams. I only put to sleep Wallace's first 3 Pokemon since they have Ice Beam or Blizzard, which can one-hit kill me, so this is necessary to do. Once I'm past Tentacruel, the fight is a near guaranteed win. I can take out Ludicolo with Hidden Power and Solar Beam, and then Solar Beam the Whiscash to deal 4 times damage, and then Hidden Power into Solar Beam the Gyarados, allowing Skiploom to defeat the champion with a time of 2 hours, 39 minutes, and 1 second with 29 resets, and a game time at the Hall of Fame of 6 hours and 23 minutes. This is not a bad time for a middle stage Pokemon in Hoenn. Grass types for the most part are quite good due to the abundance of water types. This time puts Skiploom in 2nd place on the Emerald leaderboard, behind Ivysaur's great time, but ahead of Aggron. But we're not done yet. Let's see how well Skiploom can defeat Steven Stone. This isn't a part of the final leaderboard time, it's just for fun. What I started doing was going in at different levels, but as I stated before with Magneton, Skiploom has nothing to deal with steel types, especially Skarmory, so I would keep getting hit with Toxic. Even if I had a Pecha Berry, it can just use it again, so I hacked in rare candies to raise my level and try again. I mean, I have a life, you know. I'm not going to do real grinding just for a bonus segment. I try the fight again at level 80 to see how that goes, and I end up with a similar problem. I think Hidden Power Fire would have been great, but I don't route Steven in my Emerald runs, so unless a Pokemon uses Hidden Power Fire anyway, I'm not going to be using that strat. I won't be changing Hidden Powers throughout the run, even in the post game, because that's kinda cheating. But even at these higher levels, I try to put it to sleep, and Skarmory would just wake up and use Toxic. Why did they give this thing Toxic? This is so infuriating. I try this again at level 85, the next damage rounding threshold, and the same shit kept happening. Next level I try is 100, since I've had just about enough with this stupid Skarmory. We can't grind anymore, so let's do this thing. I re-equip the Miracle Seed and battle Steven yet again. I put Skarmory to sleep and then spam Hidden Power, which does around a quarter HP each turn, which is still not enough. Man, Hidden Power Fire would be good right about now, but that doesn't matter. On Claydol, I put it to sleep, Sunny Day, and use Solar Beam. I then use Hidden Power on Credilli for the one hit, and then Armaldo comes out. I put it to sleep and use Solar Beam, but it survives, and I set up Sunny Day again while it uses a full restore, and I eventually take it out. On Aggron, I use Sleep Powder and Solar Beam. Finally, we're at Metagross. I put it to sleep, and then Solar Beam does a third of its health, and then it wakes up and hits me with a Meteor Mash. Fuck. Okay, you stupid idiot, I've had enough of you. After a few more tries, since I knew I could win this fight without double team since I was so close to doing so. On the winning attempt, I got to the Metagross at red health, and I put it to sleep successfully, set up Sunny Day, and then I used Solar Beam 3 times, and somehow it stays asleep the whole time, and I defeated Metagross while being in red bar. That was so lucky. If I had lost that fight again, I would have just used double team since I was level 100, and I could have done it. But I'm glad to win without using it. I hope you enjoy these bonus segments for each game. That's it for this episode of the Pokemon Speedrun Analysis series. My final video for November will be a good one. It'll be a Pokemon Yellow versus video of Seadra versus Dewgong, both of well-known water types. How fast can they beat Pokemon Yellow, and who will win first place? Only time will tell. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next speedrun.